A speech or talk is 3 to 5 minutes long for junior 4-H members, youth 9 to 13 years old, and 5 to 7 minutes for senior 4-H members, youth 14 to 18 years old. No visual aids may be used for 4-H speeches. There are 3 parts of a speech: the introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction introduces your subject using a story, quote, or joke. It should be short and designed to get the attention of your audience. Tell the audience what you are going to talk about and why that topic is important to them. The body is the most important part of your speech. Select 1 or 2 main points and give facts to explain or back them up. The conclusion is where you summarize your main points. Use a story or quote to express your point. Finish strong with an attention-grabbing statement, question, or wrap-up thought. The following steps will help you prepare to give your 4-H speech. Choose a topic. Find a subject that you know something about or that is of interest to you. Make sure your topic is not too broad. Select a title. Think of a title that relates to the subject and is catchy, original, and short. It should suggest the subject without telling the whole story. Collect information. Think about what you already know about your topic. What examples do you know that will illustrate your speech? Is there a poem, a song, or joke that you can use to make a point clear? Why is the topic important? Organize your materials. Separate your materials and ideas into the 3 parts of a speech: introduction, body, and conclusion. Make note cards. Do not write your entire speech on cards. Have only the main points and key words written down. Note cards should help you organize your speech, but should not be a distraction. Practice. Give your speech in front of the mirror or in front of friends and family. Here are some tips on how to deliver your 4-H speech. Make eye contact. Look directly into the eyes of your audience during your speech. Look at people in various parts of the audience. Use good posture. Stand in a comfortable position with your feet several inches apart and your back straight. Project your voice. Speak loudly and clearly enough for all to hear. Try to sound conversational. Do not yell or talk too softly. Use natural gestures and appear relaxed. Emphasize important points. Pause just before and after an important point. You may also change your tone of voice or step closer to the audience. Give credit when using quotes. Pause before and after so the audience knows where the quote begins and ends. Don't write out your entire speech on note cards. Don't read your speech from your note cards. Refer to your cards for main points you want to make. Dress appropriately for your audience and topic. Costumes are not allowed for 4-H speeches. After you've written your 4-H speech, it is important to practice, practice, practice. Here's a sample speech from 4-H'er Emily.
They're microscopic, they're invisible, and they are everywhere. I'm talking about germs. Germs are bacteria or viruses that may cause us to become ill. They linger on desks, sinks, food, and many other objects our hands touch every day. Most bacteria are spread by our hands. What have your hands touched today? First stop, school. Have you sharpened your pencil with our classroom pencil sharpener? The shared pencil sharpener is the dirtiest thing in the classroom. I think I'll stick with mechanical pencils for now. The computer keyboard and mouse can have more germs than a toilet. Scientists in Michigan study germs in schools with a germ meter. A score of 300 means an item has a large amount of microorganisms. This study found bacteria and mold counts on a school water fountain were 1,000 times higher than on the toilet. But the highest reading came from something many of us use at recess, the basketball. This had a germ score of 13,987. Basketballs are more likely to have a lot of germs because its surface is ridged, many hands touch it, and is not routinely cleaned. Also, on the playground, the monkey bars have a lot of germs from both hand contact and because birds and animals may perch on them. In the lunchroom, the worst thing is not the food trays, counters, or tables. It is the last thing we all touch before we eat, the lunch keypad. This had a germ score of over 13,000. If a child is ill, he could easily infect the keypad by touching, coughing, or sneezing on it. If you're in line behind this person, you could be infected. It is surprising to know the toilet seat in the study had the lowest score of the day. Even the wooden desk had higher counts of bacteria, because its surface has nooks and crannies where organisms can hide. We should also be careful where we put our backpacks and purses. Often, our bags are placed on the floors of school, public restrooms, and restaurant, floorboards of cars and buses, and the fold-out seat of shopping carts where dirty diaper babies sit. Testing on handbags have shown most have tens of thousands of bacteria on the bottom, and a few were overrun with millions. Many are carrying a serious bacteria, such as E. coli. E. coli is a foreign bacteria found in human feces and raw meat. It can cause serious illness and can be life-threatening. This is scary, knowing that my backpack and my mother's purse often end up on our kitchen table and counter. Next, let's look at our home. Germs are most frequently found on household surfaces, like the kitchen sink, kitchen sponge, refrigerator, doorknobs, and garbage cans. What about the kitchen floor? Any number of nasty things get transferred to our floors by way of falling there, being sprayed there, floating down through the air, and of course, tracked in by our shoes. So, what about the 5-second rule? If you drop your cookie on the floor, is it okay to eat it if you pick it up in 5 seconds? This 5-second rule is false. A high school student in Chicago tested this myth by dropping gummy bears and fudge-type cookies on a tile floor contaminated with bacteria. Both foods have bacterial contamination before 5 seconds. Mythbusters, a show on Discovery Channel, also disproved this myth. Their test showed food dropped on the floor was contaminated in only 2 seconds. It also showed moist food, like meat or cheese, would pick up more bacteria than a dry item, like M&Ms when dropped on the floor. Avoiding germs is nearly impossible. However, being aware where germs are lurking can help us reduce our risk. Most importantly, wash your hands with soap and warm water for 20 seconds. This is about the same time it takes to sing the happy birthday song twice. Hand sanitizer does work and should be used when soap and water are not available. Always cover your mouth or nose when coughing or sneezing. It is best to cough or sneeze into a tissue, throw it away, and wash your hands. Get lots of rest, eat healthy, and keep your germs to yourself.
Opportunity.